Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, I've got some fascinating stories to share with you from the AITA subreddit. If you enjoy content like this, make sure to like and subscribe. So, shall we get started? Story 1. Am I the asshole for calling my sister a prude over her religion? I was out to lunch with my sister, her husband, and their kids at a cozy little diner downtown. The place was buzzing with the usual weekend crowd. Families chatting, plates clinking, and the smell of fresh coffee in the air. I wore a button-up blouse, nothing fancy, and definitely not low-cut. I mean, I'm not out here flashing anyone, it was just a nice casual top. But halfway through our meal, my sister leaned over and whispered, all serious, that my shirt was too revealing, and I was showing off to the whole restaurant. I was floored. Like what? My shirt wasn't even close to inappropriate. No cleavage, no skin, just a normal blouse. I laughed it off at first, thinking she was joking, but her face was all pinched, like she was genuinely offended. Trying to lighten the mood, I said, "Calm down, Christian Mary," poking fun at how she was acting like some ultra-conservative prude. It was a throwaway comment, meant to tease her for being so uptight. The rest of lunch went fine, or so I thought. We talked about her kids' school, her husband's new job, the usual family stuff. I didn't think twice about my remark until a couple of days later when she called me, voice tight with anger. Apparently her kids overheard my Christian Mary jab and were upset, thinking I was mocking their faith. I barely remembered saying it, but I probably did. It sounds like me when I'm annoyed. She admitted she didn't even recall the conversation. But her kids were so bothered that she demanded I apologize and, get this, never wear a low-cut shirt around them again because it offends their beliefs. I was stunned. First off, my shirt wasn't low-cut. Second, her kids watch The Simpsons, and she and her husband toss around "God damn it" like it's punctuation when they're mad. But I'm the one disrespecting their faith? I felt like I was being put on trial for a sarcastic comment while they get a free pass for their own contradictions. I told her I'd apologize to keep the peace, but I was bristling. It's not just about this one moment, it's the constant eggshells I walk on around her family. Every visit feels like I'm dodging landmines, worrying I'll say or do something that'll spark another lecture. Her kids are sweet, but they're so sheltered, and she's quick to take offense at anything she deems unholy. I don't want to lose my relationship with her kids, but her ultimatum, basically, "don't mess up again or you're out," has me on edge. I'm already careful about what I say, how I dress, even how I laugh around them. It's exhausting. I want to talk to her about this, but we both get heated fast, and I'm worried it'll spiral into a bigger fight. How do I even approach this without it blowing up? I'm not trying to mock anyone's religion, but I also don't think I should have to tiptoe around forever. Her family's hypocrisy, cursing one minute, clutching pearls the next, makes it hard to take her seriously. I just want to clear the air and move forward without feeling like I'm auditioning for their approval every time we're together. Am I the asshole for making that comment? Story 2. Am I the asshole for getting a dog and its owner removed from a fast food restaurant? It was a typical Tuesday lunch rush at my favorite burger joint. The kind of place with sticky tables and the smell of fries in the air. I'd just grabbed my tray, cheeseburger, fries, soda, the works, and settled at a corner table to scarf it down before heading back to work. My dog, Max, was chilling in my car with the AC on, because I know better than to bring him inside. This place has a big "no dogs allowed" sign, clear as day unless it's a service animal. So imagine my surprise when a woman strolls in with a massive, long-haired dog, probably a Tibetan Mastiff, easily over 100 pounds. She didn't head to the counter to order. Nope, she made a beeline for a table right next to mine, her dog trailing behind, shedding like it was auditioning for a fur coat commercial. Her partner, I'm guessing, went to order, probably so she could sneak the dog in without the staff noticing. I love dogs, don't get me wrong. I've got Max, and he's my world. But this was a problem. I just stepped away to refill my soda, and when I got back, I saw dog hair floating across my table like tumbleweeds. Worse, a strand was stuck to my fries. My actual food. I felt my stomach churn. Not cool. I leaned over and said, as politely as I could, "Hey, I'm a dog person myself, but your dog's shedding onto my table and food. Could you maybe sit outside or move to another section?" I thought I was being reasonable, keeping it light. But she snapped back, "I'm a paying customer. If you don't like it, you move." Her tone was sharp, like I'd insulted her kid or something. I tried to explain, calmly at first, that it wasn't about her dog being bad. It was about the hair and the restaurant's rules. She doubled down, saying her dog was cleaner than most people here, and I was overreacting. We went back and forth for a few minutes, her voice getting louder, mine staying even but firm. I pointed out the "no dog" sign, and she scoffed, saying, "They don't enforce it." By now, other customers were glancing over and I could feel the tension rising. I didn't want to make a scene, but I also wasn't about to eat dog hair fries. Finally, I gave up reasoning with her and flagged down a worker. I explained the situation quietly, pointing out the hair and the sign. The worker took one look, nodded, and asked her to leave. She didn't go quietly. She called me every name in the book, jerk, animal hater, you name it, while gathering her stuff. Her partner grabbed their order to go and they stormed out, the dog lumbering behind. I sat back down, but my appetite was gone. The whole thing left a bad taste. Later, I told a couple of friends and they were split. One said I should have just moved tables and let it go. The other backed me, saying dog hair in food is gross and the rules are there for a reason. I get that moving tables might have been easier, but why should I have to uproot my meal because someone else ignored the rules? It's a fast food joint, not a dog park. Plus, it's not just about me, it's unsanitary for everyone. I didn't want to get her kicked out for kicks. I just wanted to eat in peace. Am I the asshole for reporting her? Story 3. Am I the asshole for setting boundaries with my wife's family over unannounced visits? I'm a 33-year-old guy, married to my wife, Jennifer, for 5 years. We've got 2 kids and recently moved into a fixer-upper house that's been our big project. It's a cozy place, but it needs work, and I've been teaching myself how to handle repairs, even if I'm no handyman. Jennifer's family has this open-door vibe. Her parents, grandparents, cousins, you name it, they just show up, no call, no text. Sometimes they knock on the wall after they're already inside, shouting, "Hello!" It's like they live here. I'm a private person, and this constant invasion throws me off. I love my alone time, especially at home, where I'm comfortable, sometimes in the nude, which Jennifer knows and usually respects. I've told her I need a heads up before anyone comes over or I feel like my space is being violated. Last weekend, Jennifer took the kids and her cousin on a day trip, leaving me with a rare day to myself. I was stoked, planned to sunbathe in our private backyard and play some video games, just unwind. Our yard's fully fenced, so I wasn't worried about neighbors. I was about to step outside, buck naked, ready for some sun, when I opened the door and froze. There was Jennifer's dad, in work clothes, hauling lumber and tools into our yard. He was building a cover for our heat pump, a project I'd already started. I told him I wanted to do it myself to learn, even if I'm not great at it. He'd agreed, or so I thought. But there he was, grinning, saying, "I put this together last night. Put some clothes on and let's get started." I was mortified, standing there naked, caught off guard in my own yard. I ducked inside, threw on clothes, and called Jennifer. She casually admitted she'd told her dad it was fine to come over, but claimed she'd asked him to call me first. He didn't. My chill day turned into a construction project I didn't ask for. I felt trapped. Saying no would have been awkward, and I didn't want to seem ungrateful. But this wasn't just about the project. It's a pattern. Jennifer's dad often takes over my home improvement attempts, and I suspect she encourages it because she doubts my skills. I'm not a pro, but I want to learn, and it stings that she doesn't back me up. When I told her how upset I was, she got defensive, saying I was overreacting and should be thankful for her dad's help. I flipped it on her, asking how she'd feel if my dad showed up unannounced while she was topless. She brushed it off with, "That's different. I'm a woman." That double standard didn't sit right. Now I'm at the point where I want to tell her family to stop barging in without notice. She's pissed, saying I'm making them feel unwelcome and blowing it out of proportion. But I don't think I'm asking for much, just basic respect for my space. I'm tired of peeking around corners in my own home, wondering if someone's going to pop up. It's not about rejecting her family. I just want boundaries. I'm starting to feel like a guest in my own house, and it's wearing me down. Jennifer's reaction makes me question if I'm being unreasonable, but I can't shake the feeling that my privacy is being trampled. Am I the asshole for wanting to set these boundaries? Story 4. Am I the asshole for snapping at my cousin for reading a poem at my dinner? I'm an 18-year-old freshman, finally feeling like I'm carving out my own path after getting into my first choice university. It was a big deal for me, especially since growing up I've always been in the shadow of my cousin Camilla, also 18. Our moms are sisters, so we were raised like twins, always together, but it's never been equal. Camilla's the miracle baby because her mom struggled to have kids, and the family treats her like she's the star of the show. When we were little, I was always told to let her have the toy, go first, or comfort her if she cried, even if I was upset too. Once when we were 6, she fell and I got scolded for not watching her properly. It stung. Meanwhile, Camilla's been the talented one, writing poems, acting, painting. At 10, she wrote a poem about the sky, and my grandma framed it like it was Shakespeare. I'm not kidding. But me? I'm the one cleaning up, setting tables, watching younger cousins, and nobody notices. Last week, my mom threw a small family dinner at my grandma's to celebrate my uni acceptance. It was just close family, plus my boyfriend, Danny. I was genuinely excited to have a moment that was about me. But then Camilla showed up late, floating in like she was walking down the aisle in this long, flowy dress. She hugged me, gushing, "So proud of you, babes, you've always been the responsible one," which felt like a backhanded compliment. All night, she kept saying weird stuff, like claiming she helped me through school, she didn't, and calling my boyfriend Danny while laughing at everything he said and touching his arm. It was uncomfortable, like she was trying to steal the spotlight. Then, after dinner, her mom stood up and announced, "Camilla wrote something she wants to share." I knew what was coming. She pulled out a poem and started reading, some vague, flowery thing about growth is pain and new chapters we all must face. It wasn't about me or my milestone. It was about her, as usual. Everyone clapped. My grandma looked like she was tearing up. Her mom beamed, saying, "She's so gifted." I was sitting there, my moment hijacked, feeling like a prop in Camilla's show. I'd had enough. I snapped. "You always do this," I said, my voice louder than I meant. "You couldn't even let me have one night without making it about you." She blinked, all innocent, saying, "What?" I didn't hold back. That poem wasn't for me. It was just another way to get attention, like always. The room went silent. Camilla burst into tears, her mom started yelling, and my grandma looked like I'd committed a crime. My mom tried to mediate but got drowned out. Camilla ran upstairs, and she and her mom left early. I stayed to clean up, like always, while everyone avoided eye contact. Later, my boyfriend said I wasn't wrong, but maybe could have waited to call her out. My older cousin texted me, "We've all wanted to say that since we were 12, which felt good, but the fallout's heavy." Camilla unfollowed me everywhere, her mom wants a formal apology, and my grandma called it a stain on the family. My mom just wants me to move on, but I'm tired of letting Camilla's spotlight hogging slide. Am I the asshole for calling her out like that? Story 5. Am I the asshole for playing a voice recording to prove my friend's daughter isn't nonverbal? I'm a 30-year-old woman running an in-home daycare, looking after kids 4 days a week, including my friend's 3-year-old daughter, Allie. My friend 34 always described Allie as nonverbal, but when she first enrolled her, she didn't mention any speech delays or fill out the special needs section of my contract. I figured Allie was just shy when she started, since she was quiet but communicated her needs clearly, pointing, nodding, or using small words. Over time, she opened up, chatting more, saying things like her favorite color or asking for snacks. It was slow progress, but I was thrilled, thinking it was a big milestone. One day, while I was in the bathroom with the door slightly cracked for safety, Allie walked by and giggled, "Ew, you stinky!" I laughed. It was cute, and I thought her mom would be excited. But when I shared it at pickup, she snapped, "She's nonverbal! Why would you mock her?" I was stunned. I explained Allie had been speaking to me regularly, small phrases here and there, and I thought it was progress. She didn't believe me, accused me of lying to upset her, and shut down the conversation. I dropped it, not wanting to push, but it bugged me that she thought I'd make it up. I have 2 kids of my own, one who was nonverbal for years, so I'd never lie about something like that. Feeling frustrated but wanting proof, I recorded Allie one day, just audio, not her face, saying her name and her favorite animal while we read an animal book. I meant to show my friend right away, but after her blow-up, I hesitated, worried she'd take it the wrong way. A few weeks later, she said it was water under the bridge and invited me to her other kid's birthday party, so I let it go, honestly forgetting about the recording. Allie kept coming to daycare, and things seemed fine. Then at the birthday party, I was chatting with another guest about funny things Allie said during story time. Turns out it was my friend's sister who immediately yelled, "She's nonverbal! Why are you lying?" My friend joined in, both berating me in front of everyone, calling me cruel for making up stories about Allie. I felt cornered, with guests staring, and I was tired of being called a liar. Remembering the recording, I pulled out my phone and played it. Allie's tiny voice clear as day, saying her name and "I like tigers." The room went quiet. My friend's face fell, and she told me to leave, saying I crossed a line by recording her daughter and embarrassed her in front of her family. I left, mortified, explaining I wasn't trying to shame her, just defend myself. I apologized to everyone at the party, but the damage was done. Now I feel awful. I know recording Allie wasn't the most professional move, and I should have shown my friend privately instead of forgetting about it. But I wasn't trying to hurt anyone. I just couldn't take being accused of lying. I've since decided to install cameras in my daycare, with parental access, and update contracts for transparency. I even called CPS to get advice, just to be safe. But I keep replaying the party, wondering if I should have just let it go. My friend's hurt, her family's mad, and I'm questioning if I handled it all wrong. Am I the asshole for playing that recording? Story 6. Am I the asshole for telling my parents their kid is their responsibility, not mine? I'm a 15-year-old girl and my life's been a bit of a mess, mostly because of my parents. They had me when they were 18 and 19, young and unprepared, and they've never let me forget it. Growing up, they made it clear they resented being parents so early. They weren't the kind of mom and dad who helped with homework or showed up to school events. I don't think they've ever been to a parent-teacher conference. If I needed something signed, I'd have to chase them down on the last day, practically begging. Birthdays and Christmas? Barely acknowledged. They'd make a big deal out of their wedding anniversary, though, like it was the only thing worth celebrating. I spent most of my time at friends' houses, where I felt more at home than in my own. My extended family disowned my parents for having me so young, so I had no grandparents or aunts to lean on, just my friends' families who treated me like one of their own. 2 years ago, my parents dropped a bombshell. They were having another baby. I was shocked, especially because they acted like it was their first time being parents. They'd gush about how excited they were to finally have a kid, like I didn't exist. Once, when a friend of my mom's reminded her about me, my parents called me their too early practice run and said this baby was the real deal. That cut deep. When my little sister was born, they became different people, attentive, doting, obsessed. They'd take her out for family days, turn off their phones, and ignore everything else. One time, I got sick at school, and the nurse couldn't reach them because they were out with the baby. They didn't even notice the missed calls until hours later when they got home, all smiles from their perfect day. My mom quit her job to be a stay-at-home mom, and my dad started leaving work early on Fridays for family time, meaning him, mom, and my sister. Now they're trying for another kid, going to fertility treatments because it's not happening fast enough. A few weeks ago, they sat me down and handed me a detailed list of tasks: feeding, nap times, diaper changes, for watching my sister a few hours each week while they're at these appointments. I was floored. They expected me to step in like some built-in babysitter. I told them flat out, "She's not my kid. You had her, so you take care of her." They brushed it off, saying it's just a few hours and I owe them for all they've done for me. I snapped back that they barely care about me, so why should I help? It turned into a fight, with my dad saying I'm ungrateful and my mom calling me selfish. I get that raising a kid is hard, but I didn't ask to be born, and I sure didn't ask for a sister. I'm already invisible to them, when I'm sick, when I need them, when I just want to feel like part of the family. Now they want me to play parent while they focus on building their real family? I'm trying to survive high school, figure out my own life, and deal with feeling like an afterthought. My friends say I'm right to stand my ground, but I keep wondering if I'm being too harsh. They're my parents after all, and it's just a few hours a week. But it feels like another way for them to push me aside. Am I the asshole for refusing to watch my sister? Thanks so much for listening until the end. If you enjoyed these AITA stories, please like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's next. Which story surprised you the most? Drop a comment below and let me know. See you soon.